Hey guys, welcome back to Portable Entrepreneur. I often read books to help me grow in business. The funny thing is, most of the books that I end up reading have nothing to do with the actual industry, lead generation, sales, digital marketing. On the flip side, the books that I've read that have made the biggest impact on me are the ones that help me see business from a different light. They help me operate from the place of a successful entrepreneur rather than one that's just getting by. So today I want to share with you what this book is, because I highly recommend that you pick up this book and that you read it. Even if you, for some reason, can only get through the first couple of chapters, that alone will help you operate differently in your business so that you have a significantly easier time focusing in on exactly what is going to make the biggest difference in your business. Now, if you have read any books that have made a big impact for you in terms of your business, I would love to hear about them down below. I will also share a link of the books that have made the biggest impact for me over the years as well. So this book that I have been rereading that I want to share with you today is actually really good for you if you are not clear on the specific path that you should be taking to get to that specific goal that you have set for yourself. If you have been facing this seamlessly endless to-do list and it's starting to get overwhelming, and especially if you want to experience bigger results without having to work so darn hard for them, you should be reading this book. So the book that I have been reading is The One Thing. And the premise of this book is to help you find the one thing that is going to help you generate that result or that outcome that you have been working so hard to get. So that's why even reading just the first couple of chapters of this book is really going to help you make that small shift that you need to in order to start seeing some big results, because it's going to help you operate a lot differently. Now, the author asks the question, what's the one thing that you can do such that by doing it, everything else would be easier or unnecessary? See, this is a question you really need to read a few times and let it soak in so you can ask yourself this question as you sit down to work. What is the one thing you can do such that by doing it, everything else would be easier or unnecessary? So I want to share with you a few highlights from this book and really want to touch on to-do lists and how that really can make or break your success, and even lead generation, because these two really get tied in hand. Our to-do list, depending on how we create them, can either make us successful or that can keep us from working on the tasks that matter most, or even from working on the tasks that scare us the most. Now, most people think that being successful requires a lot of time and it requires a lot of hard work. This is why we create to-do lists that often match that thought. We create these long to-do lists and we fill up as many spaces as it'll give us. Well, hello, overwhelm, right? But this is specifically why you can work your butt off every single week. You can put in a lot of hours, you can get so much done, but you still feel like you're not getting anywhere. And then you can look at the next person and it seems like they're working half as much as you are, but they're getting double the results. It is so frustrating, but this is exactly why, and this book helps you get out of that place. You see, not all tasks are created equally. So it's really a matter of prioritizing the tasks that you have and picking out the tasks that are going to lead you to the next step in the direction that you're heading. Because success doesn't happen immediately. Success happens over a series of steps. And every step that you can take is going to take you one step, or it should take you one step closer to that ultimate goal that you have, or there's really no point in taking that step in the first place. So this path to success works, of course, unless you stop taking those steps or you take steps in all different directions, because, well, that doesn't get you anywhere. So let's talk about these to-do lists. If you think about it, a to-do list is just that. It's just a random collection of things that you need to do or you think that you should do that you've just added in with no specific priority to any of them. So what you do is you don't select what's most important on the list. You tend to select what's at the top of the list and you do that. So that's why these to-do lists can make you feel really, really good during the day because you're just checking off tasks, you're getting things done. But at the end of the day, even though you look back on everything that you've done, the amount of time that you've put in, and you realize you still haven't gotten anywhere, well, that's the worst feeling. And that's because even doing hundreds of tasks just for the sake of working isn't the same as just doing one task that's meaningful. That one task that is putting you that one step closer to the direction that you're heading. So we gotta get rid of this idea that tells us that we are gonna be successful if we're doing the most. Because really, whoever does the most isn't the one who's automatically going to be successful. So instead of creating to-do lists, the author suggests that you create a success list. One of the reasons for that is because a to-do list is long, whereas a success list is short. You see, a success list is a list that is going to pull you in one specific direction that you have chosen, whereas a to-do list is going to pull you in all these different directions with no clear path. And as the author says, if your to-do list contains everything, then it's probably taking you everywhere, but where you really want to go. So definitely go pick up a copy of this book and take the time to read it. Once you start reading this, you're not going to want to stop. This is going to be really, really helpful in restructuring how you operate your business so that you're focusing on what matters most. And then ask yourself the question, what's the one thing that you can do such that by doing it, everything else becomes easier or unnecessary?